that recording? We are now recording, Ed.
All right.
All right. Ed, you know, I know you. A lot of people out there know you, but a lot of people don't know you. Who are you?
Well, I'm Ed Thompson. I'm running for the 31st Senate District. Kathleen Vinehout is the current senator from this district, and I want to be the next senator from the 31st Senate District.
North Central Wisconsin.
North Central Wisconsin, right.
Central Wisconsin, exactly. Why do you think you'd be a better senator than the current?
Well, we have a completely different philosophy. I believe in smaller government. I believe in the government of the people, by the people. I believe that liberty is everything to me. Freedom is everything to me. And I think that the way they have spent the state of Wisconsin into such a deficit, you know, they haven't been able to live within a $58 billion budget. Now they have a $62 billion budget. And you can never be free unless you're free of debt, and you know, whether in your personal life or in your business life or in government. And they have dug a hole for us and for our children and our grandchildren and our great grandchildren that unless we do something different and do something different drastically right now, I don't see that we can come out of it. And I think, you know, I'm a 65-year-old man. I don't want to go in. I don't want to finish with where I am in my life and leaving such a burden on the people that are coming after me. I think it's time that we take control of our state, take control of our country, and give it back to the people.
So tell me a little bit about your background, the experience that's brought you to this point in your life. How did you start out, and what?
Well, I started out extremely apolitical.
Yeah.
I was so apolitical, and then early in my, well, not early, you know, I was around, you know, over 50, and in 1997, they raided my supper club. The district attorney and the sheriff's department raided 43 taverns and confiscated the poker machines on a Friday night fish fry when we were struggling. The business was always struggling. It was a tough business. It put me in such a position that I didn't know if I could come out of it. And I made up my mind that I was going to fight back. And over the, you know, a year later we went to trial and they couldn't find a jury. And it kind of, one thing led to another, and I kind of got into the political realm. I ran for mayor the next year. First I ran for the Tavern League president, and you know, that was my first election, and I won that one. And then I ran for the city mayor and won that. Didn't have the foggiest idea what being mayor was all about, but came into it with just a business sense, with an idea of common sense. And you know, I reduced it immediately. They had 28 different committees that were just so unnecessary that I eliminated 11 of them right away.
And that was for the city of Tomah?
For the city of Tomah. Mm-hmm. And you know, we settled a multi-million-dollar settlement that had been hanging over the city for over 30 years. But just getting the parties together and say, let's sit down and work this out. And it was you know, it was on a super fund, mm-hmm. where the, you know, the city had dumped contaminated materials, and you know, it got into the well water, and it became a serious problem. But that, and there was a big plastic factory at the time that had been sold to International Paper, and we had to work out a deal. And we had to work out a deal with International Paper, which we did, mm-hmm. and it worked out to we're still being monitored for it because it's such a problem, but. You know, we made a huge settlement with
Well, how long had that been in the works before
it had been hanging over the city since the late 60s.
Since the late 60s?
Yeah, so it was on, and it was garbage, and it was time to bring it to a resolution. And that was the type of... and then I ran for governor as a libertarian, and, you know, we obviously didn't win, but we got more votes than any other third-party candidate mm-hmm. had in the past 60 years. Because people, even back then, 8 years ago, were dissatisfied. And we brought that to attention of the corruption that was going on. And now it's far worse.
Well, so what do you think the people were dissatisfied back in 2002 versus 2010?
Well, they were. There was a lot of corruption going on in the government. The caucus scandal was going on, and there were different issues being brought to attention, and that was, people were concerned about the money that was being spent, where we were as being a tax state, and we addressed those issues. But that was the tip of the iceberg. Government has grown exponentially from then. We have had an incredible increase in fees and taxes and insurance, and now they're talking about national health insurance. At the federal level, they've taken over the cars and the banking industry and the insurance industry, and it's getting, we're losing our country.
Well, now what's wrong with the government taking over the cars and the banks and all those other naughty people?
But I'm trying to figure out one thing they've done right yet. They certainly haven't done the post office right. That was one of the first things they came up with. That's a big failure. Social Security is broke. Fannie Mae is broke. Freddie Mac is broke. And now they're going to take over the health industry, and they're going to take over the car industry. Wow. Social Security, flat broke. So, they haven't got a very good track record of running a business. So now we're going to take over the biggest business of all, health insurance. That, it's ludicrous. I can't believe that they can even contemplate taking over. Please show me what you did right. Why don't you start a Kool-Aid stand or something like that? I don't think you can do it.
Okay, we're going to take a short break, Ed.